Do you know how much return on your ad spend you have to make in order to stay profitable? Let's go through the calculations together. So the first step is we want to calculate the contribution margin. What we start with, just write up contribution margin. Okay, so that's step number one. We want to start with the average order value. So let's just say, for example purposes, your average order value overall is $500. AOV, $500. Now, next, we want to deduct the product cost and work out your gross profit. Just say that your product costs 50% of your average order value, right? So your gross profit, you're left with $250. So product cost, $250. Gross profit is also $250. And then finally, to work out the contribution margin, we also need to know your variable costs. So just say, for example purposes, your variable costs, which are transaction fees, shipping, handling, postage, is $30 on average per transaction. So let's write that up. Variable costs, $30. Now we can calculate your contribution margin by taking your gross profit minus your variable cost, which equals 220 in this instance. Now the next step we want to calculate, step 2, is your allowable cost per acquisition. So allowable cost per acquisition, which is the amount that you are willing to spend of that $220 on your ads or any other marketing to acquire a new customer. Let's say, for example purposes, that it's 50%. So you'd be happy to spend $110 to acquire a new customer who will come and spend $500, and you would end up with $220 profit. Maybe that person comes back a heap of times, buys heaps of accessories. Maybe they refer a bunch of people to you. So just let's say, for example's sake, it's 50%. So allowable cost per acquisition equals 50% in this case. So that means that you would be happy to spend $110 to acquire a new customer. Now, step 3, we have to calculate your contribution margin as a percentage. So step 3, contribution margin as a percentage, which is your contribution margin, $220, divided by your average order value of $500. I've already worked out the numbers, it's 44%. Now the final step, we have to calculate your break-even ROAS, which we calculate by going 1 divided by 44%, so 1 divided by 0.44, which equals, I've already done the numbers, it's 2.27. So that means for every $1,000 you spend, you need to make $2,270 to break even. Or if you spend $100, you want to be making $227 on average to break even. Now, why this is important is because if you're running Google Shopping ads or Meta ads or TikTok Shop ads, and you're making a return on ad spend of 3, which is far above the 2.27 return on ad spend, then you're very profitable. But if that dips below 2, for instance, then we need to work out what's going on. You're only profitable in that instance if you're getting a lot of repeat purchases from customers you already have.